expose the residents to a greater understanding of what county government is responsible for, we'll bring a department head in, or ask a department head to come and talk about each of their departments. This evening, we will have Mary Pat Robbie from the Department of Resource Conservation give us a presentation.
Good evening, everyone. I am going to try to go through my collection of slides very quickly, although I don't think I can speak as quickly as Freeholder Donnelly read this proclamation, so please bear with me. As Freeholder Donnelly said, I am the Director of the Department of Resource Conservation, and our department is made up of 3 divisions: land preservation, parks, and extension services. For the purpose of this presentation tonight, I'm going to focus my comments on land preservation and parks. So first with land preservation, and I do apologize for these slides, they're not showing up as well on this TV. Burlington County has 54,000 acres of preserved farmland in the county, 25,000 of which the county preserves through its easement purchase program. We are ranked number 7 in the nation as far as acres of preserved farmland, and that's a pretty commendable distinction. And why do we preserve farmland? Everybody thinks because the barns look pretty and it's great view sheds, but agriculture contributes $1.1 billion to New Jersey's economy, and it also has less demand for services than a residential development. So for every dollar of revenue raised by a municipality, a farm only demands 35 cents of service, whereas a residential development is $1.16. So we're looking at it as a possible way to stabilize taxes. Also, the money that the farmers receive for selling their development rights to the county are reinvested in the land and the property, which is also a boost to the economy. Open space preservation, the county has contributed to the preservation of 6,000 acres. We have purchased 3,775 acres. We have helped municipalities purchase 1,400 acres, and we have assisted charitable conservancies in purchasing 785 acres of land in the county. We have been recognized nationally by the state for our efforts in land preservation. In 2005, we received an award from the Trust for Public Land and the National Association of Counties. And in 2007, we received the New Jersey Governor's Environmental Excellence Award for Land Conservation. County park system, the land that we purchased for open space preservation, ultimately will be developed into part of the county park system. Our vision for the park system is to create a system of internet-connected regional parks and trails. Right now, we have 2 historic sites in our inventory, 8 regional parks, regional trails, a canoe trail, the Rancocas State Park and Rancocas Nature Center, County Fairgrounds, the Community Agriculture Center, and the Palmyra Cove Nature Center. So I'm going to take us for a walk through one of our major project areas. We have 5 project areas that we're looking at: the Delaware River, the Rancocas Greenway, Barker's Brook. There's areas in Medford that we can't see here, and one in Hainesport. But anyway, the Rancocas Greenway was really the area that we wanted to focus our attention, because many of us that live in Burlington County never had access to this body of water, and it's truly beautiful. So I'm going to start at Smithville, or I'm going to start with the historic sites. The Prison Museum, the 1811 Prison Museum, designed by Robert Mills, the architect of the Washington Monument, and the Warden's House are here in Mount Holly. We have won awards from historic preservation groups for our renovation efforts at these facilities. Smithville is what we call the gem of the county park system. It is a workers' village. And we have been working diligently to try to restore the structures within the village. Okay, so now for parks. We're going to start at Smithville and move towards the Delaware. I am not going to read all the information on these slides because we'll be here all night. But I wanted to point out that I have our parks brochures over here on the table. Anyone that cares to pick them up, they're welcome to have them. So Smithville and Smith Woods are actually two separate parks adjacent to the Smithville Mansion. Smithville Lake, a beautiful place. We have a floating trail, which we have also won awards for. And we have a playground in Smith Woods Parks, which was actually voted at one of Burlington County's best. Longridge Park is in Hainesport, also another playground with another park with a playground. Beautiful views of the creek. We have just executed a management agreement with the state for management of 127 acres of Rancocas State Park in West Hampton, including the Rancocas Nature Center. And prior to that, we had a memorandum of agreement with the state to manage the 600 acres of Rancocas State Park that's in Hainesport Township, adjacent to our Longridge Park. Boundary Creek Park is in Morristown, and that's a beautiful passive recreation park and a great place to watch birds, if that's what you're into. Willingboro Lakes, we had just recently acquired this property from the Township of Willingboro and are really looking forward to making it part of our park system. It also is a beautiful place with existing trails and views of the lake. Pennington Park, our most popular park, is in Delanco Township. We have many amenities there, including a playground, but we've also just completed construction of dog parks, which are very popular. Amico Island is at the confluence of the Rancocas Creek and the Delaware River, and is a great place for bird watching as well, or walking, hiking. It has a little bit more rugged terrain. And Palmyra Cove, which really serves as an anchor of the Delaware River Heritage Trail, with an extensive network of trails along the Pennsauken Creek and the Delaware River. We're going to move to Mansfield Township, where we own Crystal Lake Park, which is about 375 acres. Very natural, rustic, not a lot of amenities. And this park actually has hills. There's terrain, and we don't see that very often in Burlington County, but if you feel like a strenuous walk, Crystal Lake Park is the place for you to be. Regional trails, we have just completed construction of the first segment of the Heritage Trail, which is envisioned as a trail that will really circle around both sides of the Delaware. And our particular segment starts in Bordentown City at the Waterfront Park, and it's about 2.8 miles. We also have the Rancocas Point Trail, and the trailhead is more or less at Carlucci's restaurant. And if you've ever been to Carlucci's and their outside deck, you'll notice there's a walkway on the far end towards the creek. That's actually part of our trail. So that's all public access there. County Fairgrounds is about 68 acres available for rent by public and private entities. We are going to have several events that are scheduled this year so far. Shriners are bringing back their circus in June. We have a wine tasting festival in September. A fall fling, which is a combination of an endurance run, a pumpkin chunkin', and a tractor pull. So a little bit of something for everybody there. Equestrian events throughout the year, and tractor pulls. There are 9 scheduled tractor pulls, and of course, the big farm fair, which is the third weekend of July. The County Ag Center in Morristown Township. We have 4 major activities going on there. A seasonal farmers market, which runs from May until October of every year. We have community gardens. Together with Rutgers Cooperative Extension and the Master Gardener Program, there are demonstration gardens out there. And we recently formed a new relationship with a not-for-profit called Our Shared Ground, who's actually has some donation gardens there, very successful, and they will be donating most of the produce that they grow to South Jersey Food Bank and other types of organizations like that. As far as regional trails, we have 6.3 miles of existing trails, and on the books we have grand plans for 80 miles of trails that would connect our regional parks, the Kincora Trail, Mount Holly to Medford, Cocos Creek Greenway, Delaware River Heritage Trail, the Arnie's Mount Trail, and I think that's it. Canoe trails, we have 14 miles of existing canoe trail along the Rancocas with 6 access points at present. We are hoping to add 12 miles to that canoe trail and add 3 additional access points. And this is exciting for me anyway, I hope it is for you. We've recently installed card counters at the entrances to some of our parks, not all of our parks. So we're able to tell the number of vehicles that actually visit the parks. And from January 1st to May 5th at these particular parks, we believe that based on card count numbers, we think that 302,442 people have visited these parks during this short period of time this year. And it's really not our most popular time of the year. It's cold and windy and not very nice, so people are still coming to the park. So I'm going to be very interested to see how those numbers rise in June, July, and the summer months. We have pavilions for rent at our parks, and they're very, very popular. And to date, we have close to 300 reservations for pavilions throughout the park system. We've also been hosting weddings at Smithville Park and at the Prison Museum, and believe it or not, there are people that do like to get married in prison. The weddings at Smithville are getting to be quite popular. We're having 17 this year, and we already have 3 booked for next year. We have a majority of events. Our major events are mostly held at Smithville Park, and hopefully you're all familiar with them, and if not, you'll attend Earth Fair June 9th, Arts in the Park in September. We're bringing back our Fall Foliage Family Float on October 20th, and the holiday event is on December 8th. We also conduct many nature programs throughout the year for all ages, children and adults. Last year we had over 3,000 people participate in those events, and I have a program that shows all the events that are planned for the summer. So I encourage you to pick one of those up. We've also been doing a little bit more with art galleries and existing structures. We've been having art shows at the Smithville Annex for many years. We've recently renovated one of the workers' houses at Smithville, and we're having some exhibits there, and at the Warden's House in Mount Holly. And we're excited to announce that soon we will have an Underground Railroad Museum permanent exhibit out at Smithville. The Freeholders also fund a grant program, and they give out $5 million in grants each year to municipalities for active recreation programs. And 39 of the county's 40 municipalities have participated in that program, and we have 25 projects that are now been complete. So that's been a great program for the towns that don't have the money to really fund their active rec programs. The county's focus is passive recreation, and we're leaving it to the towns to take care of the active rec needs of their municipalities. What are the future plans for the Department of Resource Conservation? For the next 2 years, we are hoping to preserve more farmland. We take applications in rounds. In 2012, we had 7 property owners apply, and we're hoping they all take our accept the offers to purchase. That will